What is going on, guys? This Dealer here, back again with another RDX podcast. We got phenomenal topics, phenomenal panel, and forgive me, I'm still sick. Yes, even even from last week. Somebody's mic is on. There we go. Okay, even from last week, I was sick last week. I'm still sick. It's been about a week and a half, so I'm gonna do something about this. I'm still this way tomorrow. So all the messages and stuff, if I haven't gotten to you, I'm sorry. I'm working up the motivation to live. So thanks for joining us. If you're already here, guys, hit that like button. Let's get into some intros. We'll get into some shout outs, and then we'll get into some topics. Let some people roll in. And we're going to start with our special guest, Titan Drago. How you doing, bud?
What's up, everyone? Dealer, I know you like fast things, right? Fast topics, fast intros.
Fast cars.
You must have really liked Sony State of Play show, man.
It was
too soon?
No.
Too soon?
Yeah, it was too soon. But how you been, bud? Been a minute since we had you on.
Fucking really good, man. Appreciate having me. Let's do it.
Awesome. We've also got Colt Eastwood. How you been, bud?
Really good. Yeah, it's been a good week. Been super busy, packed full. I mean, the week just started. Holy smokes! And I'm ready for RDX. So it's going to be good.
Week has started. We've also got Jay Fonzarelli with a new picture. How you been?
You know what? It's all about that Fugle life. I am with it, Google, 100%. We are going to dominate next gen.
I heard about that. You're buying Google, right?
Oh, dude, I'm buying the device, the box, whatever it comes with. I'm buying it, man.
We've also got Zalker87. How you been, bud?
Doing great, man. Glad to be on here. A lot of topics to talk about, especially what Ty and Drago just brought up. I can't wait to tell everyone how great that show was.
Yeah. How you been, Tit-Tot Dalton, Pat-Man, Lethal Papa, all you guys. We do appreciate you guys joining us live. You guys are awesome. If you're joining us after the fact, be sure and let us know all your thoughts in the comments. Let's get into some patron shout-outs real quick. We got Captain Redbeard, we got Lethal Papa, we got Darge Knight, Prime Suspect. We've also got Michael Bowen, Channing Pennington, Guillermo Cavillo, Guillermo's a pimp, and we've also got Biggie 2316 and Robert Prather, and Biggie and Obi-Wan are our new patrons yet again. So we do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And you know what? Element Appeal. I got your name this time, bud.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. Thanks for the podcast. No, thank you. Thank you for showing up. So once again, thanks to everybody for joining us, all the sponsors, everything. We're giving away some new games. We got some AC Odyssey and a crap ton of stuff in that link down below. $3 and up patrons get that entry. So check that link out after the show. Let's get into.
Whoa! Did you introduce D?
Well, no, because D obviously is a ghost. He said don't introduce him.
He said give him 30 seconds.
I thought he said don't. I thought he said don't introduce him. I thought he said he's gonna be running late or something. Sorry.
So not only do I now not get outros, I don't get any intros either.
One time, D.
Well, you were going to have D do his intro and then lead off with the
okay,
first
so you said I thought you said give me. I'll be back in like.
No,
I don't
I'm
know.
only bugging. It's all good, man.
Okay, what's going on, bud? How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm better than you. Hope you feeling better, man. I'm ready.
I feel like trash.
Can't wait to get into these topics. We got some really, really juicy shit, and some crow is going to be served.
What do you mean some crow, D? Well, I guess we'll get into that. I'm gonna actually start this topic with you, bud. Sony State of Play. They had their first ever episode of Sony State of Play. Much like Inside Xbox, Sony decided they wanted a monthly show. What was it? They showed off a bunch of VR, and they also showed off
Days Gone.
Anything else?
Crash Bandicoot Racing.
Days
It
Gone.
was a good show. Let's not fool around.
Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, Zucker.
Something they showed. I don't know.
Crash Bandicoot.
What were you saying, Zucker?
There was VR, bro. There was VR. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited for all those VR titles. Iron Man Mobile, I mean, VR. Everything was just so great, guys. I mean, honestly, we got release dates, right? That we already knew.
Was Last of Us there?
Yeah,
I was told Last of Us would be there.
Mortal Kombat, right? I mean,
Mortal Last of Us bat? Where's Last of Us? Is Last of Us there? Tell me Last of Us.
It's going to be in the next one, all right?
Yeah.
This is what they're doing. They're building it up.
God, I'm so glad you guys are
It's
here.
a good idea to start with the bar set really low. That way the next one can be so much better.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
guys, it's like this.
I thought
I think Fonz needs to lead this subject actually because
go ahead, Fonz. Go ahead.
Okay, it's like this. You got 4.2 million VR units sold now. So let's speak to the masses of PlayStation gamers, all 100 million of them, and just show them VR to the 96% of those.
So hang on, Fonz. Let's back up. Let's hit the brakes, hit reverse, and back up a little bit. So Sony State of Play, the first episode aired. It is pretty much they basically are just copying what Xbox are doing with Inside Xbox, but at a slightly different format. And kind of like Nintendo Direct ripoff. You know, they all do the same shit now. Yep. Give us a recap, Fonz, front to back. Kind of get through that quick, and then let us know what they did in response and how poorly it was received and what happened.
Well, we could just like throw all the whole show within this, like the first 19 minutes of this podcast, and it would be over with pretty quickly here. So, I mean, it was that quick. It was like, here's VR, and, you know, days gone, and thank you very much. Good night. And it was just kind of a lame show. And let's be honest here. A lot of PlayStation dudes are out there, and they're talking about how they weren't excited for this because they knew better. You know, they weren't going to show anything, and they knew that. Yet these dudes out here set up live streams to live stream it because they were so excited for it.
So please tell me these guys never ever hammered Inside Xbox, you know, because they didn't expect much from that, did they?
It's the same guys too.
They hammered Malacca.
Definitely. And here's the thing. Look, you know, Inside Xbox, everybody knows here, I get shit from the Xbox community because I say it sucks, because I don't like those shows. I think they suck. But guess what? This State of Play sucked too. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This was a shitstorm. It was.
This was straight dookie, Fonz. Come on.
It was bad. Okay, they showed.
How do you know what is this your opinion? Again, like, how do you know?
Again, they showed games that 96% of their own fan base doesn't give a shit about. So
what happened on the live stream, Fonz, and what happened there?
Shit. Yes. Okay. So, me and Colt are going back and forth, and we're like, damn, there's a lot of dislikes going on in this live stream. A lot of people are upset with this. You know, there's a lot of people anticipating.
And they dislike things that they like, right? Is that how that works?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The conspiracy out there is the fact that it was view bombed or dislike bombed by Xbox dudes and Nintendo dudes.
Goddamn Xbox!
Damn it!
There aren't even 17,000
Dislike squad, mount up.
Yeah, I thought there was no Xbox fans because Xbox has no games.
I mean, let's be honest. Xbox, usually the fan base doesn't come together and do stuff like that.
No,
honestly, it's hard to get people to come together and share a damn video, let alone review bomb a single broadcast, right?
And we're not gonna get Nintendo dudes and Xbox dudes together to do anything but fight. So I mean, it's ridiculous.
So what were the stats on the live stream? You had this 20-minute show, and then what were the stats?
So after the show was said and done, I looked at it. The last time I had seen it live up, there was 12,000, I believe.
I'll get you a new number.
Likes. Okay. And there was like 9,000 likes. And I was like, wow, that's pretty bad.
So there was 12,000 dislikes and 9,000 likes on the original one.
On the time I saw it. 2 hours later, I went back to look at the numbers again because I was interested in it. I want to see, hey, is this really that bad? So I go and I click the link. I had the link in my phone. It said video wasn't there. It wasn't available. Right?
Oh,
I was like, what's going on here? Right. So I go to PlayStation. I go to their YouTube site and I see, hey, there it is right there. But there's only 30,000 views. And I look at it and it was uploaded. So I was like, hey, this wasn't streamed. This is a re-upload. And it only had, and I think it had like 6,000 dislikes already and only like 3,000 likes.
I've got the current number right now. It's 162,000 views for the final video with the bumper removed, the intermission, whatever you call it. I don't know what you call it. Jesus, 6,000 thumbs up, almost 6,000, 20,000 thumbs down.
Jesus,
that's the re-upload.
Nothing like that on any Inside Xbox, even the one where they talked about escape room for about 37 minutes.
What were the stats on the last Inside Xbox?
But here's the thing. I did more research. I didn't just leave it there because I got attacked all day by people that are claiming I'm an Xbot and all this. No, I would have called it out if Inside Xbox had done this foolery or foolery, as we like to say now. I would definitely call them out as well. And you guys know this. I get a lot of Xbox dudes that don't like me because I call out Xbox on their shit too. But here's the thing. So I did some research, and one guy tried to tell me that they normally do this because the streams are not as high a bit rate or resolution. And so I went and looked, and actually both streams are at 1080p and look damn near identical. I mean, they are identical. It's no difference. Okay.
There's only one explanation.
And not only that, these videos, both of these videos are they're essentially the same. The beginning of the video, all that wait time was cut out of the original video. So
and they didn't do that to other streams, right?
Yeah, and they didn't remove or unlist any other streams ever. And so one guy tried to come at me and say they did it at E3, and he went all the way back to 2017. I said, no, they didn't, because I looked it up, and sure enough, E3 2017 has 2 videos up. One is the original live stream. The other is a condensed version. So people going around with all these conspiracies and everything. Look, all I'm saying is I'm just pointing out the fuckery. They've never done this before. They removed a video that was originally live streamed because of those dislikes,
well,
I believe anyway.
They could have deleted it, Fonz, but what they did, and those of us that upload to YouTube know better, they unlisted it because they knew if they removed it, it would show up as this video is no longer available, which would have looked worse. So what they did was they kept the link alive by unlisting the video. It no longer shows up on their feed. It's not searchable anymore. You can only get it by going to your history or if somebody sends you a link to the original video.
And
the last
shiesty motherfuckers.
They had taken it down for a little while, Colt. It wasn't like I couldn't get to the video at all with the link.
They probably set it to private while they were processing the other one.
Yep.
So the last Inside Xbox is like at an 80% like ratio in Xbox's favor at over 4,000 thumbs up and 800 down. So I think that's about 80%.
So
right?
this one had 6,000 up and 20,000 down.
Yeah.
For the state of play.
So if I'm to be correct here in my assessment that I believe they did this to get rid of that first video and all those dislikes, it backfired, Sony.
Because now it's, what was it, like 50%? Or I don't even know what it was bad.
Oh, that's far less than 50%.
Yeah,
like
it was. The original one is 10,000 up, 14,000 down.
I got some advice for Sony, though. Get rid of this re-upload and just put back the other one because you got far less dislikes there.
Yeah. And then do what any YouTuber would do and hit the editor in YouTube and remove the bumper, the 25-minute bumper or whatever.
Yeah,
and then
you can edit those that intermission and that wait time out without taking the video down. So to kind of recap, for the almost 500 people we got watching already, guys, hit that like button if you're. We do appreciate it. Let's try to get to 300 for the end of the show. 1,000 if you're watching after the fact really helps a lot. But basically, Sony State of Play got hammered so hard with so many dislikes that they basically unlisted that video and re-uploaded it. And now it's got 6,000 up, 20,000 down, which was worse than it was before. Yeah. And now we got people making excuses and damage control. And Titan Drago, what are your thoughts on this? And really the show in general? I'm sure you got some great things to say.
Yeah, let's not pretend. Just take DL. Let's grow up and take DL if you're a PlayStation fan, okay? It's about time. There's no getting out of this. There's no damage control equipment that exists that can save this shit. There's no magic hammer. Yeah, there's no magic hammer and nails to fix the hole in this trash. Like, I did a live reaction with Salty, and I was surprised when the last Inside Xbox and how fast it ended. But Xbox has E3 coming. They're not going to make any huge announcements that the hardcore want to hear about, right? I was shocked when the show ended in a very bad "what the fuck just happened" kind of way. Like someone said earlier, you got to start somewhere, right? You build a house one brick at a time, right? But damn, after you lay the first brick, you keep going. You don't take a month break.
But what about all those photorealistic games they showed? I mean, surely the Sony guys were hammering those, right?
Yeah, good point. Great point. Yeah, because they really showed off all their processing power and their next gen technology, whatever over the shoulder crap they're gonna show next.
Well, I always cringe when we're talking about the big games that me as a PlayStation owner am looking forward to. That'd be like Days Gone and Last of Us and the stuff that most people give a fuck about. And there's always some nerd that's like, you forgot about Concrete Genie and Cyclone Sandals.
Yeah, Concrete Genie.
You know what I'm saying? Like, most people don't give two squirts of piss about a game like that, right? And that's fine if you do. Like, there's some people that didn't buy Sekiro, and even though I'm not comparing them, but you know what I'm saying? Everyone's got their own little taste, right? So, but still, don't throw Concrete Genie in there, and that's
not even a new showing. That's not even a new showing. Like everything that like Concrete Genie, they showed off before. This isn't brand new.
Several times. Yeah.
What even is Cyclone Sandals?
Alexa, shut up. Well, whatever Cyclone Sandals is, I'll buy it day one. Right.
Right.
I didn't even care.
Good rant, Titan. By the way, good rant.
Element of PO. He says, wait, that sexy narrator voice didn't do it for you. Yeah, they did have Siri or someone. Yeah. I think Alexa was narrating it. So
I got one more quick thing to say about this.
Good.
When PlayStation fans say, like, because we've all heard it, right? We don't need E3. Sony can make announcements anytime. And then when State of Play happens and it's got less content than Sea of Thieves had when it released, something's wrong.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was pretty bad, man. It was pretty bad. And especially considering that a lot of Sony guys were hyping this up and then they're going to act like they weren't. Shout out to Leaky G. What's going on, brother? Zalker, give me your thoughts real quick, bud.
To be honest with you, like when the State of Play started and I saw the Iron Man thing, as a comic geek, I was like, oh shit, it's Iron Man. Oh, what's this about? And then I was like, oh shit, it's Iron Man in VR. That's cool. Fuck me. That's literally what happened. Because I remember reading people like kind of comparing this to Nintendo Direct in their show. And they're like, well, usually Nintendo starts off with a pretty good bang and then ends on a pretty big bang, right? So I'm like, all right, well, maybe they will. You never know. Never underestimate. And it was just complete crap. And Dealer, me and you were in a party together. And you heard, I told you, I was watching that Sony guy, and he was like, well, there's that one tile at the end. We'll see what they do at the end. And then it was Mortal Kombat, and he literally sat there just deflated. And
you're talking about like the biggest Sony YouTuber, Robin Gaming, right?
Yeah, Robin Gaming. And he makes good content. He's a good content creator. And he just sat there and he's like, this was a fucking waste of time. Like literally was just irritated. And he's like, I mean, you haven't shown anything in a long time since basically E3, and this is your first showing to us. What the fuck? Like, he was pissed. And I was like, cool, bro. And everybody in the chat's like, it was okay. And he's like, it wasn't, guys. It really wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah, and he's like, it was bad.
Hey, at least he kept it real, unlike Greg Miller.
Oh, mini E3, guys. How the fuck?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to somebody that, some people may not like, but hey, shout out to Porter Rock for keeping it real. He also didn't like the show.
Porter who?
Porter Rock.
Never heard of him.
All right. Well, shout out to Porta Potty.
Porterhouse.
Hey, you know what? It is what it is. Like, you shouldn't have to give motherfuckers shout outs for being honest. For one.
Yeah, that's true.
Congratulations, fuckface. You told the truth.
When you're amongst a bunch of dudes, fanboys that are just fanboying the shit out of that show, I gotta give them props, honestly. Because a lot of times these people get around certain people and they just decide, I'm going to be like them. I'm just going to go with the flow. But no, you got to be yourself. Got to be real.
Hey, JT Gamer, I do not own a Switch, brother. I have no fucking clue. He wants to know what games you should get for the Switch. So any of you in the chat got any suggestions, help a brother out.
He's got to get Mario Odyssey. Like everybody loves that game. That'd be one of the first ones I'd buy.
Also, I got something to say real quick. Go down in the description of this video and follow some of the patrons that we got linked down here. So we got Pizzle, Tech Time. Check his channel out. Lethal Papa. The guys down there that are linked. Check those guys out. It really does help. And they do support the show and the channel and all that stuff. So
I have to say one more thing about it, man. I'm sorry. So that guy that I was watching on Twitch, he said that, the Days Gone thing, he said he's kind of tired of seeing Days Gone because they really promote it as this huge action game. He's like, everything you see, you're like running, shooting, your bike. He's all, I've played it. He's like, it's not like that. He's like, it's a really slow game. And he's like, I don't know why they keep advertising as this fast action game. Like, don't get me wrong, I haven't played it. This is coming from a huge Sony fan talking about it, saying it's very slow and that you have to run around and look for things first before you can like take on hordes. And
I wonder if it's like
a little skeptical about it.
I wonder if it's like State of Decay, because I was, State of Decay is a very slow, like methodical game. You have to kind of like figure out what you're going to do. You just can't rush in and start fighting.
Hey, Cole, I want your take on this. Gotham guy in the super chat, what's going on, brother? He says, I'm surprised no one suggested that Sony surrounded Days Gone with what looked like mediocre software to kind of make it look good. What were your thoughts about the Days Gone trailer and stuff like that?
I think Days Gone looks really good. Like that's why Zucker and I are kind of talking about it. I don't know. People are worried about Days Gone because they haven't made anything since I think they made a Vita game for Uncharted. The golden crap, I can't remember. I don't know. I'm excited for Days Gone.
Big Cloud. Hey, I got to give a shout out to Big Cloud. What's going on? That's Ryan the Professional. He did change his channel name, so check him out. He says, remember, keep the same energy. And you know what? That's the problem, is a lot of people didn't keep the same energy. I've heard people say, Inside Xbox was trash. And they're like, I didn't watch it, though.
We've talked about Inside Xbox every time it's aired, and we've given our critiques.
Most of the time, we're like, it was a little underwhelming. There was a show or two that I was like, well, that was actually decent. The one with all the cars. I'm a car guy, right?
Yeah, we've said every month they need to cut a half an hour out of the show or more. And like, I don't know, we keep that same energy every time.
Cole, are you telling me that this wasn't a mini E3 for you?
I can't, I don't jump on other people's crap like that. Like when Greg Miller said that he loved it and there's no fat and it was a mini E3. I'm starting to think he's just trying to get a rise out of people, because he likes to be funny. So
yeah, I mean,
take
that
him
comment
seriously.
was kind of funny. I mean,
I think he was being sarcastic more than anything. And
you think so, or
I honestly do. After a couple hours,
stuck with it.
Well, I know I did. Did he? Like, I didn't read his reply.
I didn't hear, and I didn't read any replies saying otherwise, or even because he got hammered. I was reading that thread, man. People are just going on.
He did give Uncharted 3 a 10 out of 10. And we all know Uncharted 3 was like,
it was okay. It wasn't Uncharted 3.
It was easily one of the worst. Come on.
Well, people in the chat, me and Days Gone does have potential. Like everybody in this panel is gonna play Days Gone. Yeah, we're all looking forward to it because we're fucking gamers. Like Colt's gonna be playing it a lot. I'm gonna be playing it a lot when it comes out. That's what we're gonna do that weekend. Is probably play that game and maybe chat in a party while we do it. I mean, the guy. I don't know if you guys saw the guy that developed the game said to just get through the main missions, it takes 30 hours. That's what he said. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's that long. Who knows? But we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. That's
I mean, we're all of us in the panel are probably looking forward to it. I know Zucker and I am. Dealers kind of right.
Looking forward to what?
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Oh yeah.
On that imaginary PlayStation I have in the corner over there.
Okay, Drago, they're only $200. Go buy one.
I think they showed us a little bit more of the story of Days Gone, so I'm a little bit more intrigued. I already have it pre-ordered, and I think that's the only high spot. And if you want to count Mortal Kombat 11, which is not really their shit, so I don't know, man. That show was really, really underwhelming. When it started, I thought we were gonna get the Avengers.
Oh my god, dude!
I was like, oh, is this the Avengers? They're gonna fucking announce the Avengers? Okay, dope.
Holy shit!
And then all I see is not actual gameplay. And then I see this like mobile game of Iron Man on rails, and oh man, it just went all downhill from there.
In the clouds and shooting at random crap, and
it looked really bad. And this is when you really see who keeps it real. Like there's so many fanboys out there that are just, oh, this was awesome, this and that. And you know what? You're just not keeping it real, man.
Hey, I gotta get through a super chat or two here. Lord Carnage says, what's your take and opinion on PlayStation's approach to backwards compatibility? Last I heard, they're trying to do exactly what Xbox are doing. They're going to try to run all the different versions of PlayStation games on the PS5. We know PS4 games have come forward. That's a given.
Yep.
So I mean, obviously that's a good thing, right? You want to be able to keep it's not about if you'll use it or not. The reason we'd always said, hey, backwards compatibility is great is because I paid money for that game. It's mine, at least in the best way that it can possibly be mine, and the most way it can possibly be mine. It's mine, and I'd like to bring it forward, right? Shouldn't PlayStation fans be excited about that?
Yeah, they should be. Why would you want to buy the game twice? I don't get it. Oh, it's remastered. It's got a higher frame rate. Why not just put the old version in and they just put a patch on it? Like, it's a good thing. And I don't understand why gamers get so upset over fucking options all the time. It's retarded.
Yep. Hey, Colt, Underachiever's got a super chat here. You want to cover this one?
Yeah, he says, quote, gamers who say, I only criticize Xbox because I want them to do better. This is something we've heard a lot. He said, yet those gamers accept mediocrity as long as it's coming from Sony. That's hypocritical nonsense. Keep that same energy. Yeah, I always that's a good point, Underachiever, because I always like to critique these non-profit goodwill philanthropists that say they're watching out for us Xbox guys. No, I only ripped on you and insulted everybody and everything you've ever played because I want Microsoft to do better. No, you don't. You don't even have an Xbox.
Hey, we got to give a shout out to Dark, Dan Laundry, Ash and Luca. We got Timothy Clark, Saltiest Gaming, Dave Incubus. What's going on, guys? We kind of need to move on here soon, but we do got to give a shout out to almost 600 people watching. We do appreciate it, guys. Hit that like button. Let's try to get to 300 for the end of the show. 1,000 if you're watching after the fact. It really helps. Let us know your thoughts in the comments as we go along. But PlayStation state of play. So kind of we're unanimous here. It was pretty bad. And if you've ever hammered maybe something like Inside Xbox, is it fair to say maybe you should be a little more critical of this?
Pretty bad. Like, why are you sugarcoating this, man? You're sugarcoating it. Is it because you're sick? Are you high on whatever drugs you're on right now?
All right, Drago, give us the breakdown. Wrap it all up.
I'm sorry, just defending or promoting.
You're not pulling a T-Reaper here. I mean, would you pee on this if you could? Come on.
I'm sorry, but defending or promoting this state of play show is doing no gamer any favors whatsoever. Okay, it's not. Let's just keep it real. Just keep it real with yourselves, and maybe you'll get a better show next time. People who can defend this seriously, and look at yourself in the mirror. It's pathetic.
I want that same energy when the Inside Xbox comes on next month, Drago.
Yo, it's probably not going to be good. It's not going to be good. But
better hear you ranting.
I'm not going to rant because we're going to E3. PlayStation ain't going to E3.
That's a good point. Maybe PlayStation should have a little more since they're not going to E3, right?
So which is better, Inside Xbox being a big Game Pass commercial or State of Play being a big VR commercial?
If I had to be forced to watch one of these, it's going to be State of Play. If I could choose, I definitely would choose that.
Is it because of the length?
It's because of the length.
With Fonz, it's always the length.
No, it's not just the length. It's the substance as well. You know, it's come on.
Not just the length, you know. Yeah, a little more to it.
Sometimes those Inside Xbox shows are just, well, not sometimes, all the time, in my opinion, they're dog shit. But that's just me.
And then he's like, I haven't watched the last 6.
No, but I've seen the highlights of them.
Oh, God.
Still dog dude.
I've seen Rand's video where he covers it.
Dog dude.
Shout out to Rand.
They're both dog do though. At the end of it. They're both dog do.
Yeah, he's right.
Well, hey, PlayStation VR sold 100 million units, and now I guess obviously, no, what the fuck am I talking? 100 million? Jesus, PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 sold 100 million units. PSVR sold 4.2 million. So you've got a little over 4% of the user base who's purchased this. I really doubt that even half of those people are even still using the PSVR, or at least commonly. We got people like Noof Nukem in the chat who loves PSVR, and that's great. But a lot of people probably bought it, tried it out. I know Rand's one of them. He's got one, you know, and he hasn't really messed with it. And then, you know, and only a fraction of those 2 million people that might still mess with PSVR even checked out State of Play, which was mostly VR. So I think we could all at least agree that it wasn't really all that appealing to most people.
No, well, they actually didn't show very much VR at E3 last year, so there was.
They did that for a reason. They wanted the show to be. Yeah, they needed snake charmers and shit. Right?
Just for that, yeah.
I'll say there's a place for it. Their first show, they shouldn't have came out like that. They should have came out hard. Their first show, and like maybe 2-3 shows into it, and you could throw some VR, and maybe not for so much for the whole show. Maybe just a quarter of it. Like this whole show is pretty much VR, and I have a PlayStation VR, and like some of the games they looked interesting. Like okay. Maybe I'll try that out, but I still wasn't like wooed. It was all very mediocre at best. It was just horrible, man.
Yeah, when 90% of the show is for 2% of the population, like I swear PlayStation hired Xbox's marketing team to put the show on.
Hey, you know what? It could be worse. We could have all done live streams and Xbox Inside PlayStation State of Play is trash. You know, like we could have all taken the route that all the guys that hammer Inside Xbox do, but you know, we're not, you know, obviously not that cringy. So we're gonna cover it in a podcast and give our thoughts. And I feel like that's about it for State of Play. I mean, anything else? I mean, no, it was pretty bad, and hopefully Sony do better next month, right? So
yeah, moving.
It is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Like I said, PSVR sold 4 million units out of 100 million PlayStation 4s. Very few people saw that and actually owned a VR system. So I get it though. If you're like Top Dog, which what the fuck happened to Top Dog? Where's he at? Last time he got curb stomped, he must have got curb stomped hard. I ain't seen him back. So yeah, Top Dog loves VR, you know, so I'm sure he fucking loved this show. But most of us
Cyclone Sandals.
Yeah, so let's move on to Xbox games to go real quick, and we can move on to some bigger, better topics. Shout out to everybody checking us out, guys. Others Inc., what's going on, bud? He's always fighting a good fight. Lethal, all you guys. So we've got some games that were announced for April, games with gold. Technomancer, that is for the Xbox One. You've also got Outcast. There's some kind of subtitle. I forgot. If any of you guys remember, let me know.
Second Contact. Yeah.
Second Contact.
It doesn't look very polished. It looks like an old game. And not in the retro way either.
Yeah, they're little kind of dinky games. And then you got the 360 game, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. Or
yep. No, Ghost Recon 2 Warfighter.
Yeah, and then you've got the OG Xbox version of Star Wars Battlefront 2, which many of you guys may prefer over the new Battlefront 2.
Keep in mind that OG Battlefront 2 has like 9 times the content that Star Wars Battlefront 2 has from 2017.
Yeah, that game was crazy when it came out.
Yeah, it has like every area from all 6 movies before the new ones came out. Obviously, it's got like every character, and you get all the different vehicles, and it's nuts. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Is this one going to be enhanced? I think it is.
I don't think it's going to look like trash either way. I don't think it matters.
Well, okay. I mean, I own it on. I'll tell you this. I own it on PC. It looks like it looks, but it runs at 60 frames, and it doesn't have controller support. Like I had to map like all this stuff, and I'm like, the heck with it, and I never loaded it up again. So I don't know. This one's all right.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Speaking all right, Zachary, you got Assassin's Creed 3 launching on the 29th for Gold Edition AC Odyssey owners, right?
Yeah, that's coming out, and they've changed a couple things on it. They changed core mechanics to the game. There's a couple things where even the guy that created the game, or one of the developers, said that they didn't get to test Assassin's Creed 3, and they realized that the intro was extremely long before you got to actual main character. And they were like, they were talking about.
So they were playing hide and seek as child Connor for 20 minutes, thinking this is great.
They never got to test it out. That's hilarious.
No, they never got to test it out until literally a month before it shipped, and they were like, shit. And they just put it out, and they're like, fuck it. And that's it. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it because I enjoy that era, right? I enjoy American history. I enjoy that era of being in the Revolutionary War. I actually never even played Assassin's Creed 3. I was never able to play it. I got it, I remember, on the PS3, I think, and then my PS3 broke, so I never got to play it. I was like, all right, whatever. So I just kept at it, and then now that it's remastered 4K, I think it's 4K 30
HDR,
or 4K 30, HDR, 4K 30 HDR. I'm actually gonna give it a whirl. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Be prepared to put your brain back in 2012 because, like, it is some dated combat. But I know that Assassin's Creed 3 is probably the least liked of most of them.
Yes,
probably. But it's still kind of good. Like,
it has so much potential.
Yeah, the frontier where you're out hunting is like really amazing. It's just like a melee version of Red Dead Redemption hunting.
It has so much potential. I went and got it midnight, and I got back, and I'm playing hide and seek, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing right now? Connor, really interesting character. You know, he's got the personality of a fucking piece of wood, but the setting is really, really cool. You know, for obvious reasons. But you know, hopefully they kind of remix and redo that beginning. They do have physically based rendering now. They've upgraded, you know, and moved their rendering engine forward.
High fidelity.
All that stuff, more detail.
Stuff, yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, man. I think the era and the setting, I'm looking forward to that.
When does the game launch for non-gold edition owners of Odyssey?
I don't know. They didn't put that out there, and they didn't even put out like how much like they changed. They said they changed some mechanics to the game, so we don't know yet. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm gonna take like my bias of Odyssey being this amazing masterpiece, and just like, all right, let me leave that on the side. And let me go play AC3. Let me go play some AC3 and see how it looks and how it plays. Because I can't go back after Odyssey, right? But I'm just gonna, you know.
It is. The combat's hard. Like, I tried playing Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered, and I was like, you know, I love Black Flag when it was out, but after Origins and especially Odyssey, which if you guys haven't tried it yet, you've got to try this game. Just trust me. You know, it's really hard to go back to that combat, but we'll see. It came in the Gold Edition, and the Gold Edition already has a lot, you know, some pretty good expansions. It's arguably a pretty good value. So we're going to go ahead and move on to ID at Xbox Game Pass. I don't know if any of you guys checked this out. It's like a 15-minute little presentation, kind of funny, that happened the day after Sony's State of Play. But it's literally ID at Xbox Game Pass, and we all know what ID at Xbox is. It's basically the indie segment of Xbox, so you know exactly what you're getting when you go into this, right?
Yeah, it sucked. It was
it was just a little indie game showcase. But like I said, at least that's in the name, ID at Xbox. That's what they do.
And they're not making this like big deal about it, right? Like they're just kind of like, hey, here you go.
Yeah. I think Salty was the only one who did a live stream about it.
Yeah, no one cares about that.
But they did show that Void Bastards game that looks kind of cool. It's got that like cell shaded.
Keep that same energy, Colt. I hated it. Yeah, it was a bunch of indie games. And like I said, no one expected anything. We definitely weren't saying, I'm sure you'll see the release date for Fable there. You know, so.
Release date.
Yeah. So, Zocker, did you see it? I know me and Lethal watched it in the party, and we were like, man, it is what it is.
I saw a little bit, but then I was just kind of like, I'm not going to be playing any of these games, so I'm going to move on.
But they're all launching in Game Pass, Zocker.
Oh,
I mean,
they are? I'm there.
I'm downloading them right now.
Malaka.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, that actually, Game Pass has actually helped me play indie games a little bit more. Like, I'm more like, I'll check it out if I'm bored. Like, that's all good and stuff.
Humans Fall Flat.
Oh my God, that's so fun.
I did a montage on my video a couple weeks ago, and I showed the part where I was helping Zocker push him off a cliff.
Oh, wow.
True story. I didn't like, I never really tried indies in the past, but when I bought my PlayStation 4, there wasn't really any games on the console back then. And all I had to play was indies. That's all they were releasing, really. It was just great indies. And I got into
Sony
them.
were pushing, right?
Yeah. And I really got into them back then. So indies are good.
Yeah, well, the golden age of indies seems to be over for Xbox. Like the 360 was really the golden age, and that's where all the really good ones came out. Like I don't know what changed since then. Like, does anyone know what changed? What happened to all the indies? Why they're coming out with less of them and less poor quality?
I wouldn't say
expensive to make games.
Less of them, are they? I mean,
it's not really. Yeah. It's not really less. I don't know. I mean, there's pretty decent indie games out there, but I'm just saying they're more expensive.
I think I know what it is, Drago. It comes down to there's less indie games coming to console, but more going to mobile.
Yeah, that could be.
Mobile is just growing.
Since we were on the topic of Sony, Obi-Wan actually just put it in the chat. He said, what about the no digital codes for PlayStation?
What's going on there? What's going on there, Zucker?
Well, the rumor is, right? Or I guess it's like official now. Is it official?
Confirmed, yeah.
It's confirmed that Sony's not selling digital codes at like GameStop, Amazon, Best Buy, all those places, apparently, which to me is utter fucking horseshit. I'm not buying anything on the PlayStation Network. I'm not putting any personal information on there. I don't trust it. It's not happening.
But can't you just go get money cards, Zucker?
I mean, sure, I could go get money cards. That's why they're like the #1 selling thing on Amazon because apparently nobody else cares. Nobody else wants to put their credit card information on there.
Why wouldn't you, though, Zucker? PlayStation Network, I'll have you know, is the most secure and least hacked network of all time.
Yeah, 70 million people in 2011 lost all their fucking personal
information. It's actually the opposite of that. It's the least secure gaming network of all time. But
in the history of technology.
Why do you think they're doing this, D-Bat?
I don't know. I think they're setting themselves up for their all.
You're the best of us, D-Batch. Don't say I don't know.
I think they're setting themselves up for the all streaming future, man. I think they're starting to set it up so that you get everything from them.
Here's the thing. I think it's a bit weird to buy a digital code for a game at a GameStop or any retail store because you can just buy those cards there, bring them home, and punch it into the thing and buy your game from the store that way. I mean, why are you going to GameStop and you see the physical game sitting there and you're like, can I buy the digital code of that game?
Well, like nobody wants to put their card information on PSN.
No, that's why you buy that's why you buy the cards. You buy the PSN cards or you buy the Xbox cards. I mean,
but I also buy games for people, man. Like I've bought digital codes for a gift because people are like, I don't want anything fucking physical, so I buy it and I give it to them.
That doesn't work because how many times we've been sitting at our console and we're talking to our buddy and we're like, hey, I want to buy this game. Like, yeah, I want to buy it too. And you go to the store right on your console and you buy it on your account. Like if you're on PlayStation and you don't want to have your credit card account on there, I think I want to buy that game too, but I got to run to Shopgo and get a card.
Oh, hey, we got to call upon the chat. Let us know why you think Sony they're basically getting rid of prepaid game codes, so you can no longer go and buy a little card to install.
I got it. They're trying to kill GameStop. That's why they're killing GameStop.
I think the GameStop gets a larger cut of those game codes rather than the money codes.
I've actually talked to people that work at GameStop, and they said, I was like, does it actually help you when I buy like a $50 gift card here from like Xbox Live or whatever? And they're like, yeah, a lot. It actually does help
That
the
makes
store
sense.
and everything a lot. And I'm like, cool. That's why when you go there, like to Best Buy, they have a fucking giant wall of
Yep.
all digital codes, right? Like Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. They have all those stuff up there, even like Steam, right? Like they have a bunch of Steam stuff and all that. Like those things actually sell. And that's you don't see the physical games anymore in the front. You see those small digital cards that people just go pay for, walk home, and punch in. I've bought my digital what do you call it? Uncharted, the second one with the girls. I bought that one digital. Lost Legacy, thank you. I bought that one on a digital card. I went to Best Buy. It was on sale. I bought it for like $8 or $9, and I was like, cool. And that's the only digital game I have on PlayStation. I'm never putting my credit card information on there ever. So this irritates me a lot.
Don't worry, I put your credit card info in my PlayStation.
I got it from the
Damn.
last hack. So,
Yeah,
hey, we got to give a shout out to over 600 people watching us live, guys. Hit that like button. Let's try to get the 300 for the end of the show. The like button, try to end the title. Finger bang that like button until it turns blue, I think it is. And of course, maybe share this where you share things. We do appreciate it if you're watching after the fact. Let's get up to 1,000 likes. Really does help. So, Noof Nukem says to drive more traffic to the PlayStation Store, where of course they get 100% of that cut instead of sharing anything with the middleman. Remember, GameStop, Walmart, all these guys are really just middlemen. They take a cut that Sony don't have to give them if you buy the game on their own store. So,
well, didn't we have like a report like 2 weeks ago where they were saying the discrepancy between Xbox digital sales and PlayStation is like substantial? Like it's obscenely huge of how many more people buy digital on Xbox.
yeah.
So I mean, this is probably
per
a reason
user,
why.
Xbox people buy more games per user as well.
Yeah, so I think this might be a reason why that they're just trying to be like, hey, buy more on the Sony store, please, so we don't have to give anybody a cut.
Yeah, but the reason why
did you see people celebrating because apparently Sekiro sold like a good chunk more on PlayStation over Xbox? Like they're
80%.
celebrating this for some reason.
it's not a celebratory thing to
A celebration,
have
bitches.
over the- but here's the thing though, like I find it kind of like odd that it's really outsold that much, even compared
What
to the
source
PC,
are they using?
I guess PC is even sold like a lot less than Xbox.
1% on the PC.
1%.
I mean, are they just talking about digital? Like, I don't know enough about this, and I just see a little
It's
screen
sales.
cap from a little radical Sony fanboy. So.
I saw it was.
Well, if they're tracking
I
PC, it has to be digital as well. So, according to the leak that came out, it's 80% for the PlayStation. I guess 19% for Xbox and like 1% for PC.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Is it like that's with digital? Are you sure?
How are they getting that information
PC,
already?
So it has to be digital. If they're
well, the
counting.
reason why Xbox dudes are buying more digital is because y'all are cheap and you're waiting for sales. That's
Hell
why.
yeah, we cheap.
Where are they getting that though? Like, I don't see anything like that.
Game Pass has saved me over $800. I'm just gonna say that.
But
there,
why would they celebrate that anyways? Wouldn't you want the
here it
game to
is.
be more successful on all platforms? It's better for the game.
I mean,
that
it's
you
gonna
like.
do fine over Xbox. They're just taking the very first figures they can find.
I found
hey,
it.
We
got to give Clizzle 420 says he pre-orders his stuff at GameStop digitally to get the pre-order stuff. So he'll get the card there digitally. So that's a good perspective we didn't really think of.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because the GameStop does give you like, it doesn't like Best Buy has different bonus stuff and GameStop has different bonus stuff and all that.
Yeah, they have their own exclusive content.
Speaking of Sekiro, though,
Here's that
so
quote.
apparently, I'm not surprised it sold more on the PS4. For one, you've got 100 million consoles out there, and two, it is slated more for that audience over there. So, I mean, I've been playing it. I've been playing.
Here's where they got
Sekiro.
the
It's a good
number.
game.
The number's from the mcvuk.com. I don't know what MCV stands for, but this is a UK website. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice tops spot of the charts. Going back to the physical sales, Sekiro sold mostly on PS4. 80% of the copies shifted. That's physical.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
worth
yeah,
noting that this is only from software's second number one in the UK charts.
So this is in the UK, a super small market, and it's only counting physical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what
my god,
they're dancing in the streets over that.
Oh, wow.
I'm going back and blocking
This is-
anyone I've seen post this.
See, this is what bothers me. This is what bothers me about the stuff I see on social media and the way that people attack in comment sections. Like, people say things, and I don't know how long it took me, but I said a minute ago. I said, "Where are they getting this from?" And then I searched and found the actual source. They're running off of the UK chart sales of physical copies of Sekiro
in a PlayStation dominated area.
In a PlayStation dominated area where maybe, according to Zucker, people are more than likely to buy it physical because they don't want to put their credit card on PSN.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, 1% PC. Who's buying physical PC games? This is
Where do they even find the PC?
Yeah, I know.
Y'all are some disrespectful.
Actually, GameStop does have PC games.
You see what we just caught there, Fonz, or what Colt just caught there?
Yeah, but y'all are some disrespectful MFers. I gotta tell you, man. You know, these guys out here that, you know, fanboy for consoles and PC and stuff, you know, they're good people too, man.
Gaming streets, man.
The gaming streets.
Give them a chance, bro.
You know who we should give it a chance, Fonz? Not the little turds that basically skewed and spread a bunch of bullshit today with Sekiro sales figures, but the 350 employees that EA laid off because they've been running their own games and IPs into the ground.
The gaming streets are tough, yo. They're tough.
Well, EA lays off 4% of their staff, and this basically comes after Battlefield's kind of lukewarm battle royale reception and some of the other stuff they've been having going on. Like basically, what they did is said, "Okay, executives, the guys that made the choices and told the grunts what to do, you're not going to take a pay cut or give any of your money. We're going to go ahead and fire the labor that you told to do what you told them to do, and why the company's kind of losing money or whatever. We're going to go ahead and lay these guys off instead of punishing you, the guys who told them what to do."
Yeah, it's mostly the marketing. They fired a lot of people that were in marketing and in analytics. So basically, they're just kind of like, "Well, it's your fault that it wasn't marketed well. Fuck off."
It doesn't matter if the campaign was only 75% complete and had loot boxes and had a bunch of controversy around it because we're idiots. Like, obviously, right?
How sad, though? Sense? It's actually sad.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's sad for the employees, but it's just sad, like what Dealer said, that they've been running their IPs and their franchises into the ground for the past 2+ years. Like, that's sad for like a big video game presence. That's horrible.
Yeah, you could literally call their whole company the Firestorm right now, couldn't you?
For real.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not even a joke. Like at this point, the only developer that's been bringing out good shit is Respawn. Like, I mean, we're like Apex. Apex is basically like it's just amazing, and then their Star Wars stuff is coming out, and
and I said this before. That Star Wars game is gonna be good. I'll put my every piece of credibility I've ever earned on that. That game will be good. That is not going to be
all 3 ounces of it.
The commendation of EA. That is going to be because it's a Respawn game, because Vince Zampella is a fantastic leader.
Good point.
Well, Amy Hennig was talking about her Star Wars game that got axed, and she, I mean, they axed it because there wasn't enough ways to monetize it and do all this bullshit to it.
Now, hopefully the Star Wars game isn't a battle royale game.
Oh, it's not going to be one. The Apex is.
You know what? I'm in the minority maybe, but I can't wait for battle royale to die out. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't support that, Fonz. I'm sorry.
Well, it doesn't need to die out, but I mean,
it doesn't need to die there.
It needs to die. We need.
Fonz was like, I don't like it, so no one should.
We need better multiplayer and co-op games, man.
Why does that need to die for that to happen?
They're terrible.
Why do you gotta offer up a sacrificial lamb, man?
If I have to offer up a sacrificial lamb, it's going to be battle royale. Okay? Dying baby here.
Oh my god, Fonz reminds me of like you know, the people in like what's the game we were just talking about earlier? That's
the one. Yeah, that one.
When you use your controller and stuff.
With the statue and you're climbing up the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like you belong in that game right now. So
that one game where you're climbing up the nutsack. Oh yeah, Odyssey.
Drago.
No. What Fonz means is he wants the trend to die because it seems like
that's all
everybody wants other games. That's why they push for battle royale instead.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, Colt. It's because it's the going trend right now. Everybody wants a battle royale, and I'm just sick of them. It's
bro,
like we're worried that
it's not a trend anymore, man. It's been around for like 2-3 years.
No, come on.
Now it's just a multiplayer.
It's still a hot trend though.
It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere.
It's not
going anywhere, dude.
Hey, Fonz, clothes.
It's permanent.
Clothes are a trend too. You want to stop wearing clothes every day?
He's not wearing anything right now.
Battle royale.
I like the Battlefield battle royale.
Shut up! Do you know what he asked you?
I like all the trucks and tanks and shit that you can use in that game. And the map is fucking huge and it runs flawlessly. I know I'm in the minority here. I know a lot of people are hating on.
I got a question for you.
I like it.
What's the benchmarks like in that game?
Shut up. You know what? And Battle Royale has brought so many people to the consoles and to gaming, and it's brought it. That's only like been given health to the industry. And
close the front door. You're letting all the internet out.
And to be honest, like the most talented person on this panel, D just said. Honestly, like Firestorm's actually been okay. I know a lot of people that are like, yeah, it's actually not that bad. And I think it's because they were like kind of working with the people that at Respawn with Apex.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'll let you Battle Royale fans keep one. That's it. Okay. One.
Oh my gosh, you're not the gatekeeper.
All right. So this is the part where I do my job and say, all right, we got to move this forward, and I'm just gonna talk. Okay. So we got to go forward to Rage 2, something we actually skipped on before because the last show ran pretty long. But Rage 2, if you missed it, we'll be running at 60 FPS on the X and the Pro, 1080p 60. A lot of people are kind of upset about this because they don't understand why. But it's kind of like Gears of War 4, where the GPU has the overhead to do above 1080p, well above 1080p, more like 1440p, to prevent any kind of GPU bottlenecks, because it's already going to be CPU bottleneck. Like they're really going to be trying their hardest to hold that 60, because Rage is kind of a big game, right, Fonz? So instead of limiting the GPU and really taxing that as well as the CPU and trying to hit 60, they're going to cap both versions to 1080p, where they've got some GPU overhead, and just make sure the only bottleneck at all comes from the CPU alone. It's not that they're actually half-assing Rage 2 like they did Ace Combat 7 on the X.
Id.
You know, all that technical jargon you just used, I was about to say all of that. So thank you for saying it.
Oh, man. Yeah. So just so you guys know, it's not like they're half-assing it. They're capping it to 1080 on the X because they want the frames to be as stable as possible with that kind of weaker Jaguar CPU. So
what did the coalition do with Gears 4? They capped it at 1080p, but they got that 60. It looks freaking incredible.
Yeah, it holds 60 most of the time too in the X.
Let's talk about the outrage. It's parity. It's bullshit. I want my 4K.
It won't be parity though. I mean, we might be seeing better textures and better filtering and all kinds of stuff on the X that the Pro won't get. Yeah. So both games will look phenomenal.
I got to put
they're going to play great.
And I got to put this out there for people. You know, we played Gears 4. Gears 4 in 60 frames is beautiful, but guess what, people? It's at 1080p, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's one of the better looking games.
I mean, they cranked up the settings. I mean, Dealer remembers this better than I do. What did Digital Foundry say that they did with that 1080p?
Well, the 4K and 1080p mode share, I think, identical settings, and it's basically high ultra settings from the PC version on the X.
Yeah. So, at 60 frames, so yeah, it's great.
And at 1080p, it looks really good. And the GPU is consuming about 110 watts at 1080p, I think, on the X. And at 4K, it's consuming around 170 watts because you're actually using that GPU more to its fullest amount. Whereas at 1080p, the GPU is just sitting there idling at 60. Like it could go higher or it could go better resolution, but they capped it just to kind of make sure that frame rate's as stable as possible with that weaker CPU.
Yeah, Dealer, I know this is on everybody's mind in the chat, and I have to ask you for them. How many tessellations do you think is in this game?
How many tessellations? There's going
to
be
at least 7, right? I mean, the bokeh depth of field alone is going to help you like beat the game faster.
The Boba Fett, field, all that shit. It's going to be great. So, once again, we do got to move forward a little bit. Apple, real quick, announces their game streaming or their game subscription service. Anybody look at this Apple Arcade stuff?
Yeah, I saw this. So they said they're going to bring exclusive content to their platform, so you can't play these games anywhere else.
What platform?
They said initially it's going to be like 100. I don't know if it's 100 games that they're going to have initially.
What type of games,
on an iPod Touch.
On an iPod?
I don't know. Maybe they're Mac.
Look, I sure as hell can tell you right now, my MacBook ain't running shit when it comes to games.
And these aren't going to be the cloud because they're saying you can download these games like to your device.
I mean, I saw the little. It looked like kind of like little indie games.
Yeah, they did. They looked like little indie kind of mobile games. They had some good partners up there. Like I saw some good partners, but like they're mobile games.
Man, I can't wait to play that.
They're mobile games.
They're not going for the big AAA games that we would see.
No, they're not.
They're going for more of the mobile side.
They're phone games,
Yeah.
And
This
you
is
know
gonna
what?
be
To,
like,
be all honest, and I hate to make fun of Apple fans. Well, not really, but they're kind of sheep over there, so they can get away with doing this, and all the Apple guys will actually subscribe to this service.
well, I'm going to be
and
playing.
they're going to make money off of it.
I'll be playing Beach Buggy Racers. Thank you on my MacBook.
Hey, Zocker, get that question ready. Element of PO says Rage 2 is an Avalanche Studio developed game. They just released a new game called Generation Zero, and it is worth a buy. Yeah, I didn't know that. Also, Final Fantasy VII finally hit Xbox. The original Final Fantasy VII. So if you're one of those people, give it a whack, I guess. I mean, it's in the store. I think it's $15.
Isn't this the one that's like basically the PC remaster ported over? I heard.
It's going to look like trash no matter what. It really doesn't matter, honestly. I looked at the screenshots. You're playing as pixels.
Oh, Jesus.
My favorite part is when the pixel, that's really sad when the pixel lures the other pixel in the water and the pixel dies.
So we're
It's
going
sad.
back to Adventure on the Atari 2600. That's what we're going back to now. All right.
Well, in other case, Zocker, we got an RDX question. Every Tuesday, I'll put up the RDX post on Twitter. And instead of releasing two different posts where it's like, hey, I got the podcast post with the guests and all that, hey, join us. And then later on, the question post, I stick the question post into the RDX podcast post on Twitter. So Obi-Wan actually had a question for us, right?
Yeah. He says, do you think Stadia releasing before xCloud is a good thing for Microsoft? Let Google get the backlash and have Microsoft be the white knight, like Sony did to Microsoft in 2013 E3. In my opinion, let Google fuck up a show Microsoft what not to do. Don't rush to be there first out.
Ooh, good point.
So let Google go first and, let them be the guinea pig is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I think Google has no choice but to go first.
Yeah.
Because they have no foundation. They have nobody that basically knows that they're even in gaming, right? So they kind of have to go out there and be like, listen, we just got to get out there and get a customer base going before we can even talk, right? Especially making exclusive games on their platform, not on their device, but on their platform. So
Colt, did you just say Final Fantasy VII actually looks good?
I just looked at a screenshot. It doesn't look like I thought.
It looks like trash.
I kind of answered this guy on Twitter in a different way. I look at this it doesn't matter who goes first in this situation, because I think Microsoft and Google are, even though they'll be competing in the streaming realm, I think they're coming from two different angles here. I mean, Microsoft has their huge library of games. They have backing by their player base, and they've got an option there to play on native hardware as well. So it's more enticing for gamers, Xbox gamers, to even try the streaming service. Over at Google, it's all streaming. So I think Microsoft is in a way better position than Google.
Well, of course, because they've had the foundation for the last 20 years of doing
Oh,
it. But again, it's Google trying to take a piece of that pie away from everyone.
Oh no! I changed my answer. Fugle for life. You guys are going down next gen.
Well, also xCloud has a lower entry requirement for your internet, so I mean it's a given that xCloud will end up running better at home for you than if you tried Google Stream.
Well,
if you have problems with Google Stream, you're more than likely to have a better
William Lonzo
experience.
on the super chat, bud. Thanks. What were you saying, Zach?
And Dealer brought this up too. Stadia, it's like a whole new platform that developers need to program for, and that's what that's what Jade is doing, right? That chick that runs the
Jade Raymond.
Jade Raymond that runs that studio is that she said we're going to make a game or games, but we're also going to help third-party developers make games for Stadia, right?
Yeah.
Xbox, when you make a game for Xbox, you're technically making it for Xbox, PC, and xCloud. It's just one thing that just goes together, and that's really cool.
Yeah, I got a real question for you guys, though. What happens when Stadia wins next generation?
Xbox is
if I did a video yesterday where I showed maybe it wasn't running right. I don't fucking know, but it was abysmal. If you haven't checked out my last video, check it out after this and watch it, where I literally show what could be the launch product. I don't really know, but if it runs like that, then it ain't winning shit. It's DOA.
Yeah, he he had a really good point. I feel like we got a new bullet sponge for being the first one to create or push the industry in any kind of direction. So thank you, Google. What I really want to know is why all the inconsistent data with the Stadia performance. I know D Batch, loves it, or at least was surprised by the performance. Why, I'm hearing things all over the place, and then that video showed up about the guy pushing the controller to the right, and then it doesn't move for a whole second or whatever, and he slowed it down. So
yeah,
but why the extreme differences in this, man? Because I've heard it all. You got Digital Foundry making a statement saying,
what did they say? Somebody said the latency was the same as the X.
That's they said.
What?
They said it. They said it. They doubled down on it.
Yeah, they're full of shit. It's impossible.
I just don't understand
It's
that.
impossible.
Yeah,
that sounds.
I have to listen to that for myself because usually that's it's not possible.
Yeah,
so they must
even
have been
had a chart
talking about
there.
some aspect of it, just one particular aspect
no,
of it or something.
they showed a chart and they said that the chart said that it was 166 milliseconds both on Stadia and the X.
What is
The
input
latency.
lag. The latency.
latency?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're
All
talking
right,
about
well-
X Cloud, not the X.
No, they were talking about native Xbox.
No, they were
Yeah.
talking about Stadia and Xbox.
Yep.
I think it was the X version. I don't think it was the regular version. I think it was
I don't
the-
know.
I'm pretty sure they're about to take the biggest L of their lives coming up here.
No, I'm not playing with 166 milliseconds.
But they also
input
said
lag.
they also said that Stadia, or Project Stream when that was out last year, that they were testing Odyssey because it has inherent latency anyway. Like it's not the fastest Twitch game out there, so that's probably why they used that. And people on the show floor at the Stadia event were saying that Doom was playing like doo-doo. Doo-doo.
No, because I went back and did the same thing in the video I showed my last video. The guy was moving the little cursor around in the menu, and I did the same shit and even slowed it down on my phone, and I didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that at all.
I just don't see how, and they did say that it was 166 milliseconds with native Xbox hardware, and I just can't
But
see
D
that.
didn't have that experience.
You
That's
can't.
like-
You cannot
I-
play that game with 160 milliseconds like that. You can't. Combat would be trash. Everything would be fucking horrible.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you
weird.
played it. Combat's very responsive. You're very fast. You move all over the place in that game. You're aiming bows and arrows and stuff, and that's not 160 milliseconds. You know it.
No,
They're playing on like a projector at a freaking movie theater.
Yeah, looking through their neighbor's window so they can't tell if it's 1440p or not.
Like
right?
I said,
So
I'm not the technical guy, so I don't know exactly what they were talking
I'd have to
about.
listen to it honestly.
I'll,
but
I'll
did
say
really-
this without discussing the numbers. As someone that played it, it was really, really responsive. Like the console was sitting in front of me, to be honest.
I remember the first time I even seen that where quote from Digital Foundry saying it was the same as native X hardware was from the Red Diaphragm or whatever his name is up on Twitter.
the red diaphragm.
I don't talk about his name.
God.
Oh man, the red diaphragm. trying to think of who you're talking about.
I don't know, dude. Red something. I think it's Diaphragm.
Does he crap on Xbox for likes? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think that's the guy.
There's so many people who do that. I have no clue. Either way, I can tell the difference between game mode on and off on my OLED. Like,
Yeah, but don't dismiss what D said. Like D's.
I'm not. I said it in my video yesterday. I don't think it'll be this bad at launch, but I don't think that's normal. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know what's going on in that video.
Now,
like
they
I said.
did say that the latency number, it's important to keep it down, but what's also really important is to keep the latency consistent, which sounds really funny, but they said that if the latency is low enough, but it's consistent, you can adjust to it and you can play the game and still enjoy it. So,
and at
keep
least
that in mind.
like everyone's having the same input lag, right, or whatever. So
Yes.
So
Yeah, we
that
do
is
have
that
some
is
details.
If you use the actual Stadia controller, then the input lag is a little bit better.
Yeah. We do got some xCloud details, and they've actually confirmed some of this at GDC. Some stuff that we were telling you that would be the case, right? Like I remember in a video where I was talking about xCloud and its inherent advantage. Well, it's running on native Xbox hardware, so developers won't have to do any work. You're playing it in the cloud. The Xbox in the cloud won't even know that you're in the cloud, right? It's just going to stream it to you as fast as it can. Because it's an Xbox One. So everything you have, everything you own, everything to come out, everything that's come out will just work. Whereas Stadia, you have to be developed for it. It's got its own API. It took them weeks to get Doom Eternal up running on it. It's, to port to it. So Xbox has a big advantage, and that was actually confirmed by Microsoft that Xbox games will just work. No extra work on the developer side. But no additional coding needed for that. All Xbox One games will work. That's been confirmed. xCloud players will actually be grouped in the same. They'll be grouped and matched together in the same multiplayer lobbies to give everybody the same disadvantage on the same playing field in multiplayer games. So if you're playing Call of Duty on xCloud and you're like, how does that work with the multiplayer? Yeah, it's going to be a worse experience than native. Well, not according to Digital Foundry, right? But they're going to match everybody that's playing on xCloud in the same lobby together. That way you're all running on that extra input lag and you're all kind of equally
my
fine.
lag's as bad as yours.
But why are they putting us all in the same lobby if the Xbox has got the same latency? I don't know, Billy, but they are. So if you're playing on xCloud, you're going to put you in lobby with other people that are playing on xCloud, right? So that's one way they thought of to kind of keep the equal playing field. They'll
with that kind of latency, you can shut off your Xbox before a bullet hits you and compare to multiplayer and not have to ruin your kill to death ratio.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? Now that I think about it, that Digital Foundry chart where it showed, all the latency milliseconds, I don't think they had PlayStation there at all. They didn't show anything about
it. Was up there. It was just the chart. It was above the chart.
No, it wasn't there, bro. It wasn't there at all.
Yeah, PS Now's got abysmal latency. We've seen so many videos of that.
I played it. I can tell you it does.
Yeah. Hey, we got to give a shout out to everybody checking us out. Hit that like button. Let's try to get to 300 for the end of the show. We're almost to our goal. And if you're watching after the fact, let's get up to 1,000. But like I said, if you're on xCloud in the future, you're on your cell phone, your toaster, whatever, they're going to put you in a lobby with other people on toasters and shit. So you'll be in an equal playing ground. You have the same amount of lag in a multiplayer game. It's not going to be ideal, but at least you won't be in there with people that are on local hardware. They also have they can dynamically change the touch overlays to get rid of unused buttons. So let's say you're in the Warthog on Halo. And obviously, if you're on the Warthog on Halo, you don't need half the buttons that you normally need. So they're not going to you're playing on a tablet and they got all these overlays on the screen for all the buttons. If you're not using a real controller, they'll actually get rid of the buttons on screen. Like if you're on a Warthog where you can't use most of the buttons, they'll get rid of them on the overlay on the screen if you're actually not able to even use those buttons for anything, which I thought was pretty intelligent, right?
That was cool.
Though why not use a Bluetooth controller at that point? And the SDK to do all this for developers to actually code and mess around with xCloud and to do all that stuff we just talked about is going to be available soon as well. And this is all confirmed at GDC. So, D-Batch, what are your thoughts on that overlay stuff?
I think it's good. You need to kind of clean it up so you can enjoy the image quality, obviously, because the buttons are covering the screen. But in all honesty, when I get my hands on, or if I get the service, I'm definitely going to use a Bluetooth controller, with a little clip on and put my phone or use it remotely on my tablet or something. There's no way I'd ever use that.
Yeah. Have you thought about like taping your phone to the bill of your baseball hat and just doing it that way?
We are Flaming Dragon.
You have a super chat up there, dealer.
Go ahead and read it, will you? I don't know what that. And
I wanted to answer this because I thought it was interesting. William Lanza said, "Dealer, what are the odds for Maverick? That's the discless Xbox, right? What are the odds for Maverick to have a Microsoft logo when it comes out May 7th? I think not at all. And if you're paying attention to what Microsoft is doing, they're branding anything gaming related with what word? Xbox. So I think it's kind of funny in a way, like, oh, I'll just play all your games on a PC. Well,
but aren't they trying to get out of the console space? Why would they brand everything
like, I'll just play all the games on my PC. Well, you're playing Xbox games.
Even if you open a new first party game like Sea of Thieves or whatever, like I played Sea of Thieves a couple days ago, and it doesn't do that Microsoft Studios thing anymore. It does Xbox Game Studios.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it does?
Yeah,
cool.
They changed it.
So
Yeah,
tell everyone, Zucker, and I mean it literally like in less than 20 seconds of what's in this new Sea of Thieves anniversary update.
Jeez.
April 30th is coming.
Let him talk.
There's going to be Arena, which is a big PvP thing. I don't know what it's like. They're going to go into detail on April, I think, 12th. And then on April 6th, they're going to go into the hunting and fishing and new stuff that's coming out with that. And then on April 23 or something like that, they're going to go into Tall Tales, which is story-driven based games that you can play with your friends and missions and all that stuff that you can discover around the world. It's the biggest update they've ever done. That they're doing 3 streams. Who is...
Oh, shut the fuck up!
It's they're gonna do three streams to go into detail on all three of those things. So the arena, fishing, hunting, whatever, and the tall tales.
Amazing.
Yep, it is amazing.
You know what else is amazing? Phil Spencer says they are not surprised by anything they saw from Google Stadia. And you know what? They've been doing this for years, and they are going really, really big at E3, which is really, really cool. Hopefully, they don't spend too much time on xCloud, right? I don't want them to spend a lot of time on that.
No.
Yeah, but you know what? The important thing is
They will.
You know,
Drago,
what
what you're saying, Drago?
is knocking down masks and Sea of Thieves. Like, I want to hear you talk
next.
about this some more.
So how long? Okay, so how long do you think the show is going to be overall at E3? Do you think
7 hours?
2 hours.
2 hours? Okay, so 15 minutes tops.
Tim Dog.
15
I know. I'm
That's
waiting
it.
for a 7-hour E3. It's like
we gotta give a shout out to Beastfire Tim Dog in the chat too.
Yeah.
xCloud minimum is going to be 30 minutes, man. They're going to show for sure.
Oh no,
No,
they're not.
no.
D. Come
They're
on.
gonna have to explain it.
Better
Yeah,
not,
yeah, they're
bro.
gonna have to
Say,
explain
hey, this
everything
shit
about
straight
it.
from the cloud. It's magic. Peace out, bitches.
I think they're going to show. I think they're going to show xCloud a lot.
I think
Yeah.
15
It's
minutes
mini
tops,
E3.
bro. 15.
No, not even 15.
That's
you better
it.
make
Top.
it under. You better make it 8 minutes or less.
No, I'm with you, but I'm saying if it's over 15 minutes, it's a big fat L at that show.
No, if it's over 8 minutes, it's more than an L.
Why
Like
is
he-
why
no.
is it an L?
Because,
usually those subjects are
I
all
mean,
like
this
5
is
minutes
like-
or less. Yeah.
I mean,
Come on.
xCloud is cool, but announce the beta because that's what they're going to announce, and tell people, hey, briefly log into this Xbox app and you can stream the games you own or add more games, and just do far less than 10-minute presentation. 8
I'm
minutes.
being realistic. If it's a 2-hour show and they want to push xCloud, it's 15 minutes top.
I think usually it's a 90-minute show. I mean, if it's 2 hours, maybe, but
Yeah,
I think
If it's less,
they don't need
yeah,
to focus
10
on it. I don't think they need to focus on it. I think they need to throw it out there, announce the beta. It won't even be out there to at full capacity until like late next year, likely.
And,
Anyway.
and I don't want to even say this word. I want you guys to say it, since you guys on the panel here are more Xbots, according to
cloud.
many people. But what should they be showing more of at E3, guys?
Well, I mean,
Games.
they've already shown nothing but games like the
Games.
past 2 years.
Games.
So yeah,
I think they're going to show. I think they're going to show games. I think they're going to show hardware. I think they're going to show new studios. I think they're going to show xCloud, and that's pretty much it. There you go.
Yeah,
I
What
agree
else
with
is
Caleb.
there?
I agree with
Shit,
Caleb.
yeah.
5 minutes. That's it.
I want to see a bunch of games. I want it to lead up into the console, and then I want to show what those games are going to look like on the console.
I want another mini E3 like we got yesterday with
Oh,
PlayStation.
I want to see some new IPs. Damn it, that's what I want.
Exactly.
Just-
Don't spend all this time on L Cloud, as someone called it in the chat. Don't spend all this time on L Cloud, and then you've got Fable and Halo and Gears and Ninja Theory's new game. Like, you're gonna see some cool stuff. So
I'll be ballsy and say they definitely show the next Fable. Anyone agree?
yes, I do agree.
Hey, I'll make a bold prediction. I bet you Phil Spencer's on stage.
wearing a
Whoa.
t-shirt and a
And the
blazer.
giant mechanical scorpion, right?
You heard it here first. Phil
You heard it
Spencer
here
will be there.
Hey, Zalker, go ahead and read us this. Some guy on, I think it was NeoGaf or somewhere. He's claiming that he's kind of got like the launch plans for the PS5 and stuff. Can you read this stuff off and kind of give your thoughts? I'll be right back.
Yeah, so there will be multiple State of Play live streams leading up to the PS5 announcement middle of the year. Sony skipped E3 solely because of PlayStation 5. They want to stick out more. Sony acknowledges that they are. Yeah, this is what it's saying. Sony acknowledges that they are unhappy with how current consoles work. They want people to have the option to get 60 frames per second, but they fear high console prices. So there will be multiple versions of PS5. One of them, the cheapest, has no disk drive. The most expensive one can run games releasing at 60 frames per second and at least 1080p. I've heard conflicting statements on the release window of the three versions. It's still up in the air on whether or not all three versions release at launch 2020. Most say at least two will launch in 2020 when PS5 releases, and the other comes at a later stage of PS5's life cycle, kind of like the Pro, I would assume. I've seen concept art for both of the console, 2016 sketch, and controller 2017 full rendered. The console looks more like a high-end PC than just a black box. It has way more LEDs than any PS4 had. The controller has modular in some ways. You could change out some parts for different versions. Think buttons, thumbsticks, etc. The touchpad that was on the PS4 controller is now an LCD screen. In terms of coding, I've been told that they designed the PS4 to be way easier for future backwards compatibility for PS5. So they have been working on that for years now. No specifics on how it works. I personally have no connection to either PlayStation or Sony, but in my day job, I've made friends who do.
Sounds
I
like a
call
wish
bullshit
list.
on all of that.
Sounds like a wish list, really.
It sounds like bullshit to me.
Well, there's one thing that you said that I did like was no disk drive on a next gen console. This is what Xbox needed to do. This sad edition for who is that for exactly? Like unless this is getting turned into the streaming box eventually, what's the point of having this sad edition?
I think that is the catalyst with the streaming box. I think that's going to be the first one to really get it.
How dare you, Drago?
Not to mention, it's just testing the market. That's why they're bringing out in May, right? Like they're just testing the market to see if people want it. I mean,
but the market is done and gone for a freaking Xbox One S. That time that the ship has sailed, right?
That's the whole point of it. Testing the streaming, like what D said. It's testing streaming. Like you can stream 4K on there. You can stream anything you want on there, right? Because it's all going to be 4K HDR. You have that on the box. That's what they're trying to get. And and they've already talked about making the X Cloud with Anaconda power, right? They're already working on that to make it where you could stream 4K, 8K, like Stadia said. That's the whole point of this thing, is that to test that market, right? They want to see what can happen with it. And Sony's seems like they're going opposite, right? With not selling digital games.
Yeah.
That's the weird.
Yeah.
Anyways.
What is that?
I have no idea. Whimpering squirrel in the background.
Little baby squirrel.
So you read that thing off, and they're talking about multiple models. They want people to have options, 60 FPS.
What do you
blah,
think
blah,
that thing sounds like, dealers? Does it sound like a wish list to you?
It sounds like yet another insider, quote unquote.
Yeah. I'll say this: it's the second time I've heard the controller having an LCD screen.
I think
That's interesting.
Yeah. I think
That's
it's just
awesome.
it's the obvious, right on the nose evolution. Like they had a touch screen, so now someone thinks they're actually going to have something on the screen. Like you would never ever want to look down at your controller to access something and then look back up at your TV ever. It's just like a stupid evolution idea.
No, it's not. Did you ever have a Dreamcast with the VMUs? They were genius. They were amazing for certain games.
I really hope it's not on
You're
there.
talking about that little Game Boy memory card that when it ran out of batteries, you lost all your save data?
No. It was a really cool idea because when you were playing games like Madden, you picked all your plays and stuff on the controller itself rather than on the screen. And if you're playing couch co-op, your buddy can't see what you're choosing and stuff. VMUs were ahead of its time.
You ain't lying. That thing for Madden was a godsend. That was amazing. Because otherwise you really had to try. All right, don't look at the screen. I'm picking my play.
Hey, Fonz, you remember hiding your controller, playing Tecmo Bowl with your buddies?
Yeah, I look. Getting back to this article or whatever, whoever posted this, I think the controller thing is a possibility with a touch screen, but I think that the 3 SKUs is not going to happen for PlayStation.
Well, I don't think it's 3 SKUs at launch. They're saying that there's going to be 2 at launch, and then kind of like a Pro, the other one's going to come out like a year or 2 later.
So, Zucker, that article said the high-end one would be like 1080p 60?
Yeah, the most expensive one will run games releasing at 60 frames per second and at least 1080p. That's what it says. But as for the controller, I really hope there's not a screen on there because fuck, that battery sucks right now on the
yeah.
Okay, here's the thing.
That's
if I
what
bought a
everyone's
PlayStation 5 and just 2 years later they came out with a better version, I'd be pissed. It'd make it at least 3 years. I mean, 2 years, I'd be pissed.
Never buy a phone. Never, ever buy a phone, Fonz, or a TV.
Yep, ever.
I don't think he'd
No,
that
no.
info though for the refresh of next gen. I don't think so. 2 consoles, I don't know, man, because Sony likes to bite what other people are doing. So these companies, they know they kind of have an idea they kind of have an idea what each company is doing. So I could see them maybe saying, "Oh shit, we're gonna have to combat the lower SKU Xbox," and they could release a second console.
I think we can all agree none of this matters. We're all buying the Soldier console anyway. So
they knew about it, but we knew about them. We knew about the Xbox, multiple consoles for a while too. Like, do you think Xbox let the cat out of the bag too early? They didn't.
I think Dealer did a video and freaking spoiled it for Sony, and now they're copying him.
No, I could definitely see an all digital PS4, with no disc drive. I could see that.
Oh, of course, especially since they don't sell digital games at stores anymore. They're just like, get on our network. Fuck yeah.
I could see that.
We just boosted our speeds to 3 megabits down.
3 megabits down.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty interesting though. We did. There was also a Japanese analyst that was saying they were going to go multi-SKU as well, so they're going to have a faster version and obviously a cost-efficient version. But really, if Microsoft are the only ones to do this, they got a significant advantage. Obviously, coming in at $200 or $299 or less, and being able to claim that crown, and then at $500 with the Anaconda, being able to claim that. I mean, Sony are kind of stuck in the middle, like that snake in the two wiener dogs, right, Cole?
That's great video.
Don't you think this is going to be like egg on the face of a lot of PlayStation fanboys, though? Because if they come out with multiple SKUs, they can't say, "Oh, well, they're going to get a cheaper."
We're so confused.
Yeah, that's what they're going to say. What dealer's saying?
Because they were all excited at getting like a $400 PS5, but if they have one that's really powerful, it's not going to be $400.
I mean, how do they not benefit though by having a multiple SKU? Like, if you don't want to pay more, you don't have to. If you want that performance, you can.
Well,
the thing Microsoft is doing, they're doing it smart though. Like, some people were saying that they're going to go and the low end Xbox going to match the PS5 and the Anaconda is going to be more powerful. And I say that defeats the purpose of having a low end Xbox, because you want that price to be as low as possible to capture as much of that market as possible, especially with it being as challenging as it's going to be with so many people already owning software on the PlayStation now. You're going to have to lure them over. It's going to be extremely hard to do that. So you're going to want a $300 Xbox that's got the GPU power of just above the Pro, but obviously everything else is better. You're going to have better performance across the board, really, with the exception of perhaps the GPU, which for $300 you can't beat it. No. And then obviously the Anaconda, right?
Just give me a PS5. That they talk about, like he's saying in the article, if this had any like merit, right, is that they're going to show it in the middle of the year. But everybody's been talking about like, oh, they'll probably show it like later on. Are they going to do another reveal? Like,
didn't they just show it? Didn't they just have a mini E3 yesterday, right? So,
I must have missed a PS5 announcement there. But I don't know. Are they going to do another PS4 Pro kind of show where they come out in September and kind of talk about it and then run off the stage? Like, I don't know. Like, just I don't know.
It depends. I think Microsoft, no matter what, are going to tell us what's up with the next Xbox at E3, and they'll do kind of like what they did with the X, and maybe they do show the PS5. Mark Cerny's up there with his tail between his legs again, like he was with the Pro. Go back and watch that Pro reveal. I had to take Ambien.
In any case, I mean, give me the PS5 Championship Turbo Edition. That's what I want.
With the turbo controller, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, these ponies are gonna spin it like Goldilocks too. The Anaconda is too expensive. The Lockhart is too cheap. The PlayStation is just right.
Oh my gosh, that was brilliant.
I think get your tongue out of the PlayStation. What are you doing?
I think of all these guys that gave Dealer and I a hard time because we covered the two different SKUs Xbox that would sit on above and below the PS5, and now like it could be possible that they could have more than one. Sony doesn't do that. They're smart. They know to make one console, and they know to make
never
it
put their
just
games
right.
on a cell phone.
Yeah. So like, just wait a minute. Things are changing.
Well, let us know what you think, chat. That's kind of our time. We do appreciate you guys joining us live. If you're checking us out, hit that like button. We're almost to our goal, 300 likes live, and if you're watching after the facts, get up to 1,000. We do appreciate it. We got to get into some outros, but damn, good show, guys. Even though I'm still sick, and obviously the D-Batch has got the rash and whatnot. He was telling us about behind the scenes. It's, we're still chugging. So
cream on it, D. Just put the cream.
Once again, I did put out a video about Stadia yesterday. Check out that. Just check it out and let me know what you think of the way that's running. I don't think that's normal or anything. We're going to get into some outros, great topics tonight, guys. Zalker, what have you been playing and where can people find you?
I've been playing a lot of Division 2, a lot of Apex, and a little bit of Rocket League. Those are the games I've been playing a lot of, and you can find me at Zalker87 on Twitter, Zalker87 on YouTube, and then twitch.tv/Zalker87. I'll be doing Apex after the show around 7 o'clock.
Awesome.
Element of Pio says, do you think they'll tease Halo Showtime show and the Gears movie at E3? I really hope they do not. E3 is supposed to be about games. Maybe they can show that off in some kind of. I'd like to be surprised, like if you're gonna go into like all in on the Gears movie, which is rumored to have around a $60 million budget. I think they can do some work with that budget, make it kind of a small scale, more of a thriller, like a horror thriller. Like the locusts are fucking monsters from underground, right? Like reduce the amount of locusts and make each one more terrifying. You can really do a lot with a $60 million budget. So hopefully that stuff turns out well. Shazam's getting some damn good reviews though. Damn, it's at like a 92 right now on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was at a
DC.
94. DC,
Okay.
let's go. I can't wait to see that damn movie. But as for the
94.
years, I wouldn't mind seeing the movies like at the Inside Xbox, like a day later, right? Like when they do those little things where they go a little more in depth. That would be cool to see them there, kind of hinting at it and talking to people. You know, that would be all right.
Yeah. But thanks for the question, Elvin Credo. Do appreciate it. So yeah, fucking Jesus. D Batch, what have you been playing and where can people find you, bud?
I'm playing Anthem, The Division, and yesterday I was playing Firestorm. Fucking loving that game. You guys can catch me on Twitter at D_batch, and of course on YouTube at DBatch.
Future generations, he says they should have The Rock play Dom. You know, that could work. Apparently they're having The Rock play Black Adam though. He's supposed to be working on that. They also just Disney just rehired James Gunn to do Guardians 3. They just hired him again.
Apparently he never got fired. Apparently
no, he got fired. They rehired him.
No, in the pay thing or whatever. Apparently they just kept it where they told him, yeah, you're not fired. We just got to get this Fox deal to go through. And it was super like chill. Then once the Fox deal went through, they're like, all right, you're back on as Guardians. Don't worry about it. When you're done with Suicide Squad.
Carly, am I doing anything for 40,000 subs? Honestly, I don't really mention that kind of stuff too often because I don't want you guys to figure it out and then unsubscribe. I'm very grateful, man, and I've had a lot of great guys here with me on the channel and a lot of great discussion. We've been kind of on the leading edge of all the information going into anything regarding Xbox or PlayStation, so it's really awesome to see how far the channel's come. You know, I used to be a real idiot back when I didn't really even think about YouTube really being anything. You know, it was just an idiot ranting on the microphone. So
I think it's funny because I was watching your channel. I mean, you argue with me. I think you were around 9,000, maybe 8,000 subscribers. Like when I was watching, it's crazy. It's just cool to watch somebody, kind of move up we got little Tadpole Zocker who's making his way up the ranks too. It's cool.
Hey
Bobo Hobo. We do appreciate it, man. Thanks. Everyone's got their favorites. My favorite's D Batch. But that's only because he uploads videos and doesn't talk in them. So shout out to Big Germ as well. All you guys, everyone in the chat, got the best chat in the universe. But we are close to 40K and it is close, less than 100 subscribers. So it just depends. The last video didn't really get the traction I had hoped it would have gotten, but we'll be there soon. But nonetheless, so D been playing that stuff. Zach has been playing he's been playing. Drago, what have you been playing, bud? And where can people find you?
I haven't had a chance to play much, and D, the only Firestorm hate I will ever give is the fact that it's not free to play. That's the only hate you'll find from me. Yeah. But thanks for having me back, dealer. I appreciate it. It's always a good time here.
You made your debut here, bud.
I did. I made my debut on the YouTube. Yeah, I did on the YouTube streets here. And I appreciate that, man. I haven't gotten a chance to play Xbox with you guys, much. Life's been crazy, to say the least. But I've lost count of the Sony fanboy L's over the past 12 months. Other than that, I released my new parody of Benny and the Jets. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Give it a view. It's possibly my best work to date. And you can find me at everything at Titan Drago, everyone. See you next time.
Good shit. Shout out to RDZ in the chat. What's going on, brother? Cole Eastwood, what have you been playing? And of course, you're new to YouTube. Where can people find you?
I am playing The Division with you when I can. Got a lot of time in it just to get to level 12, but it's good. It's good. It's a tactical game, right? Mm-hmm. I just beat Devil May Cry and Far Cry New Dawn in the past couple days, so. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice is calling to me big time.
Hey,
everyone tells me not to
let
get
Colt
it.
know if he should buy Sekiro or not, because I keep telling him this is a game that's going to beat the shit out of you, and you got to really tell yourself okay, I am going to get good at this and beat this game.
And I've got severe ADD, so it could break me, but. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, man, he was really on the fence about Sekiro.
It's just such quality, and people are really enjoying it and the challenge. And Kid Smooth's he's going to become the next top streamer in the world over it. It's just cool. It's good to see a game do that well.
Fawn said in the chat he'll hate it. Yeah. You might. That's the thing.
I'm pretty sure I will. Yeah.
It's a good game. I've been playing it. I got to play it in bursts though, 30-minute bursts. I'm getting pissed off running through the same 20 guys that I already just beat.
Just buy it for me.
But it's fun, man. So yeah, find Cold Eastwood at Cold Eastwood. Fonzarelli, bud. What have you been playing, and where can people find you?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Sekiro and or Sekiro.
Sekiro.
Colt, do not buy this game. You might as well just hit yourself in the head with a hammer several times.
With a $60 hammer?
That is going to be just as good for you.
That's a
Which
quality
head?
hammer.
But no, I love the game. It's awesome. I'm having a great time playing and getting my ass handed to me. But I got to thank this awesome chat out here, man. The chat has been great. I mean, ever since I've been back on the show, this chat has been fire, man. And they've accepted me, whether I call out Xbox or not. They're still like, okay, F you for that. But you know what? You're a good guy. So I thank you guys. You guys are awesome. And you can find me, of course, at Jay Fonzarelli here on YouTube and Twitter. And if you've got any kind of emotional ties to these video game streets and you want to come at me with some bullshit, you can catch me outside. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, but yeah.
Bitch, I live in a fucking trash can.
But no, seriously, thank you very much, guys.
Hey,
Fine, don't sacrifice me.
Hey, also, Fonz broke down the whole state of play thing on his video last night, where he showed that Sony removed their stream and all that stuff. So he did a video on that. So
that was good.
Definitely check out Fonz's videos. Did I get everybody?
Yes, finally you did.
Okay.
How about you, dealer? What have you been playing?
I've been playing Sekiro. And I just beat Devil May Cry 5 as well, finally. And I am about to jump back into that AC Odyssey DLC, which I've been avoiding, so I don't have to do the episodic trash, and I can just kind of go through it all at once. So I've got a few things I could choose from, but I've just been feeling like shit. So I'm ready to not be sick. So if I feel like trash tomorrow, I'm gonna go. I guess break down and say fuck it and go figure out what's up. You know, it's been like a week and a half, and I don't ever get sick. So I've been hiding it on video pretty good though, or at least as best I can. So still trying to stay motivated and do that stuff as well. So I just kind of want to die, but nonetheless, we did manage to put out a show. We do appreciate everybody who showed up. We are going to get out of here and go be normal humans and eat and play games and stuff. So thanks for stopping by, guys. We're out.
Thanks, guys.
Be normal,
everybody.
Peace.
I hit that like button twice, 3 times.
I did it
three times.
twice.